Okay, thank you very much for the invitation. And yeah, there have been already so many intelligent things that have been said during these last days that is really difficult to add something significant. So let me perhaps play a little bit the Advocatus Diaboli today. When I came from the hotel to this conference location. Should I use that after all? Ah, yeah, this works. So, as I said, let me play a little bit the Advocatus Diaboli. When I came from our hotel to this one, we came alongside the consulate of Greenland and of the Faroe Islands. And that was the moment when I thought that as much as I despise the reality of the European Union, their elite, I found that idea of sending some troops over there in order to somehow protect Greenland from a potential US expansion somehow very sad and tragic, but somehow it seems that there are some people that are learning once again that, yeah, there is such a thing as a European territory that needs to be protected, that needed to be defended. And I found that quite interesting from the side of these left liberal elites. Now, this also points to what I would like to say, because as much as I think that the MAGA revolution in the US is extremely interesting for us as Europeans, and that it is an enormous chance also to use that wind of change also to implement a series of reforms and rethinkings on our old continent. At the same time, I think there are also some risks. Our interests are not obviously the same. MAGA is about America, make America great again, even to the detriment potentially of other spheres of influence. So that is obviously, it is not about make the West great again, but make America great again. And so if this means extending an American sphere of influence, if that means trying to reshape from an American point of view European conservatism, if that means also imposing tax barriers also on trade, then this shows, of course, that our interests are not exactly the same. And I think this is a great opportunity also for Europe to be inspired by MAGA, to create MEGA, and to think we also have our sphere of influence. We also have our political, our economic, our cultural influence, and that we need to defend that. Now, of course, we are extremely far from that. And I think there are four potential scenarios that can happen during the next years. It is not excluded that the European Union might be fragmented because of its inner dissent and the outer crisis, which would basically transform our poor continent into 30-something nation states that would be quarreling with each other, and that would become the chessboard of the interests of the Chinese, the Russians, the Americans, Qatar, whatever. There might be another scenario, that of a left liberal backslash, trying to eradicate as much as possible conservatism in Europe in order to defend its sphere against any potential, let's say, threat coming from the right. So this is possible, but this collision course then would very probably lead to a conflict with the United States under Trump, which can only be, I think, that can only be lost by the Europeans. Then, of course, there is the possibility of submission. That would lead probably to some scenario like Greece versus Rome, and probably would be the end of our place in history. And then there's, of course, this fourth possibility, there's MEGA, make Europe great again. And this is an enormous task, I think, for which we all should work, which is all but easy, because we are so behind in Europe in terms of technology, of demography, of the military, of patriotism, of values, that the fight will be extremely difficult. But I think there is a possibility to win that fight if we think about two elements. The first one, of course, is institutions. We need to turn the European Union upside down. For the moment, it is weak and impotent to the outside, and it is authoritarian towards the inside. We need to change that. We need to have a European institution that will protect our interests to the outside, that will leave us liberty to the inside. We need a change of paradigm when it comes to institutions. That's the first point. The second point, without which this change of paradigm will not have any sense, we need to impose and to create a new European patriotism. And that's where I see the biggest chance. Thank you. That's where I see the biggest challenge. We need to integrate in between national patriotism and globalist, humanist, universalism, this level of a civilizational patriotism. We need to see that there is no contradiction in being proud about your own home country, but also proud to belong to the European civilization, and that we have common interests, that we are all on the same side, that we share a common fate that we need to defend, something I've called Hesperialism as a new ideology of being proud to be part of Europe. And I think this is the biggest challenge from us as being conservative parties within the European Union, that we should realize that unbridled sovereigntism might be a threat. We need to work together in order to defend ourselves against possible challenges from other competitors in the new multilateral world, but also from the woke and migration danger to the inside. I think these are the main challenges we have to face. So once again, plus ultra, make Europe great again.